From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Thursday, December 31st. A cold start to the last day of 2020, but it'll be a quiet one. It was in the mid-20s this morning. We'll top out, though, in the mid to upper 30s. Tomorrow is what you need to be looking out for here. Expecting a possible wintry mix in the early morning hours, then it turns into rain for the rest of the day. Bars and restaurants outside of Marion County expect more customers tonight because night spots in Marion County cannot stay open past midnight. Most neighboring counties don't have such restrictions. Mike Nyland owns Legends Pub and Grill in Avon, which plans to stay open until 3 a.m. He says his business has been good, but he wishes Marion County officials had eased the rules for New Year's Eve.
Everybody needs a win this year, and that could have been the one win that they would have enjoyed for this year and tried to, move into next year with a win, and it's a shame.
Not all bars and restaurants outside Indianapolis can stay open through the early morning hours, though. Fishers has city restrictions that will shut everything down at 10 o'clock tonight. The Marion County Sheriff's Office is reminding you not to call 911 tonight unless it is a true emergency. The office says New Year's Eve is one of the busiest nights of the year as people call 911 to report things like illegal fireworks or loud parties. They say instead you should call the non-emergency line for things like that. You should call 911 if there is a real emergency. If you see a drunk driver, for instance, or someone firing a gun, if you see an assault or fight, and of course for any medical or fire emergency. And December ends as the deadliest month of the pandemic so far for Indiana. State health officials say we reached 2,000 deaths in 1 month for the first time. This morning, nearly half of Indiana's counties are at the highest risk level. The state health department updated its map yesterday with new numbers and an adjustment correcting what they called a software flaw. 21 counties were in the red last week. Now, 45 are. Marion County remains orange, one level below the most urgent level. Jay County is the only one in the state at moderate. The state health commissioner is urging everyone, though, not to get numb to the numbers.
These are our friends, our family members, and our neighbors. We owe it to them to continue to do the work that is needed until we can vaccinate the majority of our state.
California joins Colorado with a confirmed case of the new coronavirus variant. Governor Gavin Newsom made the announcement during an online conversation with Dr. Anthony Fauci. The strain was found in a 30-year-old man from San Diego. Health officials say he is not hospitalized and had very few interactions during the contagious period. Health experts do say this new strain may be more contagious, but the new vaccines should be effective against it. Now the push to get vaccinations is picking up. Dr. Anthony Fauci says that is the path back to a normal life.
I believe that if we do the kind of vaccines through April, May, June, July, that by the time we get to the early fall, we will have enough good herd immunity to be able to really get back to some strong semblance of normality.
Dr. Fauci says to reach herd immunity, 70 to 80% of the United States needs to be vaccinated. And a quick move to increase stimulus payments appears dead. The same day President Trump tweeted 2,000 ASAP, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell stopped all attempts to increase the dollar amount. McConnell says the House bill calling for the increase would send checks to families that don't need them. He says the only way forward for the change is to tie it to other priorities from the president. First hear from McConnell, then from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
So to ensure the president was comfortable signing the bill into law, the Senate committed to beginning one process that would combine three of the president's priorities: larger direct checks, a repeal of Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, and further efforts to review the integrity of our democracy.
The Senate deserves the opportunity for an up or down vote on increasing the individual payments to the American people.
McConnell has released his own bill, which addresses all three issues, but hasn't set a vote for it. Gleaners Food Bank says this year in Indiana, they have seen more than a 200% increase in families picking up food. Some will get help today. Gleaners says 2021 will likely look the same. with the need in Marion County now 4 to 5 times greater than last year. Distribution starts at 10 o'clock this morning. Here is Hannah Mordeau reporting.
It breaks my heart.
That's how Erin Kramer feels as she sees car after car after car pull up.
My first time volunteering was last month with so many people in need. As a family, we've all talked about how can we help, how can we help.
So she and her husband Dave spent their day off work giving back because
we just have to help each other and support one another.
And this is why. Gleaner says from September of 2019 to September of 2020, they distributed 207% more food than the same time period a year before. That's around 87.5 million pounds of food to just under 70 million families. Daily, they see 2,500 to 1,400 cars come through their garage, and those numbers don't even include the last few months.
It's heartbreaking to see the need and to see that 40 to 45% of those in line have been in line for the first time.
John Elliott is the president and CEO of Gleaner's Food Bank, Indiana.
Why nationally has there been a 50% increase in need? And in Indiana, it's double.
He says that's because Hoosiers have more hourly wage households. And in Indianapolis, it's even worse.
Far more than double the need in Marion County. Many of our distributions 4 and 5 times as large.
And even when the pandemic ends, this need will not.
We are years away from the end of the economic impact for the families Gleaner serves.
Erin says the pandemic pushed her to help and that we can all take away kindness from this year. 2020 teaching us to do better, help more, and make a difference, however we can.
Just hope that we all take some of the lessons we've learned in 2020 into 2021.
Gleaner says going forward, less government funding to food banks means a possible $5 million gap in their food budget every 3 months. If you'd like to help out, just go to our website, wishtv.com, and we've got all the info there for you. The New Year's Eve Crystal Ball is all ready for tonight in New York City. Organizers tested the drop sequence yesterday to make sure everything was working. As we have reported on Wish TV, the famous Times Square ball drop will be closed to the public this year. Instead, you can watch the countdown to 2021 and live performances virtually on its website, NYE2021.com. Ball State will aim to win the first bowl game in the football program's history. The Cardinals take on the San Jose Spartans in the Arizona Bowl. The Spartans are ranked 22nd and are walking in undefeated. The Cardinals enter in with their first conference title since 1996.
I know we accomplished our goal of the MAC championship, but make no mistake, guys know that we have a chance to make history, and that's what we want to do. We want to be the team that wins the first bowl game in the history of our program.
Kickoff is at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And IU players are waking up in Tampa this morning. They had a little fun before they left.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
That was one of the players' nods to Back to the Future. The Hoosiers are in Florida, of course, getting ready for Saturday's Outback Bowl. The team offered travel day messages on video and pictures from the team's Twitter page. Governor Holcomb's Twitter also has a hype message for all of the state's big upcoming football games.
Tune in Friday at 4 for Notre Dame as they roll back the Tide in Arlington, Texas. And let's go Hoosiers. Saturday at 12:30 in Tampa. Bye-bye, Ole Miss. Just when you get done with the bowl games. Tune in Sunday when the Colts are playoff bound and they beat the Jags.
As for the Colts, they must beat Jacksonville to have a shot at the playoffs. Our sports team has you covered with the only hour-long Colts pregame in the state. It starts at 11 o'clock Sunday morning. And, of course, the Colts left tackle, Anthony Costanzo, is now out for the rest of the season. His ankle injury now needs surgery. Quarterback Phillip Rivers is 1-3 this season without Costanzo on his blind side. Head coach Frank Reich says a backup plan is in the works, but he's happy that Costanzo will be able to recover. First, hear from Coach Reich, then from Rivers.
The good news is it's the procedure. We feel good about the procedure. It's not anything that's career ending or anything like that, but it's a funky kind of injury that I'd not been aware about before.
Hey, he's had a heck of a year. Obviously a big part of what we do offensively, both the run game and pass protecting. So he'll certainly be missed.
The Colts and Jaguars kick off Sunday at 4:25. After the game, switch to Wish for Sports Locker Sunday. The Maniac Darius Leonard will join our sports team to break down the game. And coaching first in the NBA, assistant coach Becky Hammon became the first woman to serve as a head coach in a regular season game. It happened last night when she had to step up after Spurs head coach Greg Popovich was ejected from the game. Hammon took on the role in the second quarter of the game against the Lakers. Despite the Lakers getting the win, Hammon called the history-making moment a big deal. The six-time WNBA All-Star became the first full-time female assistant coach in league history when the Spurs hired her in 2014. Okay, now to a big oops here. A fumble after a bowl game is stealing a lot of attention from the actual result. After Wisconsin beat Wake Forest in the Duke's Mayo Bowl, the Badgers locker room celebration turned into a dance party. So there is video of this that you can find online as quarterback Graham Mertz, he's dancing with the trophy, and all of a sudden the crystal football on the top falls off and shatters to pieces on the floor. Here's Mertz talking about it.
Yep, it happened. I don't got anything besides that. I just got my mom would call it a boo-boo, but we'll be all right. We'll bounce back. So we'll be the last trophy I'll ever drop. I guarantee you that.
Someone with the Badgers found a way to replace the broken trophy. They taped a bottle of the sponsor's mayonnaise on the top of the base of the trophy. And finally, to business headlines, the childcare industry has yet to fully recover. About 73% of daycares, childcare centers, preschools, enrichment programs, in-home daycares, and before-after-school care programs that had closed earlier this year have reopened. So 73% as of early December. ProCare Solutions says 27% of providers have remained closed. JCPenney's new owners are looking for a new leader for the struggling retailer, which emerged from bankruptcy earlier this month. Penny CEO Jill Soltau, who had been tapped to revive the department store, will leave the company today. The company's new owners, Simon Property Group and Brookfield Asset Management, say they're looking for someone focused on modern retail, the consumer experience, and the goal of creating a sustainable and enduring JCPenney. Jobless claims likely rose last week as labor market activity faltered further at the end of a challenging year. 833,000 Americans are expected to have filed for jobless benefits in the final weekly unemployment report of the year. Still elevated COVID-19 cases in the United States and tightening stay-in-place orders crimped hiring and led to more layoffs. And getting wine, beer, champagne, and booze delivered has become a thing this year. Big thing. The pandemic, coupled with more options than ever to order your booze online, has seen alcohol and liquor delivery sales skyrocket since the start of the lockdowns, quarantine, and shelter-in-place orders. This is according to Nielsen. There are several alcohol delivery apps. There's Drizzly, Saucy, and Minibar, to name a few that are really popular, but they do come with a pretty hefty delivery fee, so make sure you keep that in mind. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.